Welcome. Today is November 25th. I am G. This is All Astrology. And this is a reading, and this is going to be for Libras. Libra Ascendant, Libra Risings. The current energy is that Venus is about to go into Capricorn. Venus going into Capricorn means she's grounded, okay? Meaning she's more realistic. She's more about the physical, tangible world and what really does she tangibly, physically have, right? It's not about using the credit card. It's about what's actually in my wallet to spend, okay? That's Venus. She's more responsible. She's a little bit more mature and older, right? So this is kind of a good thing. This can be a very good thing so that we don't overspend, especially since we're in that season. It's November 25th, right? We're a few days away from Thanksgiving. Happy holidays, everybody. After that, then we get into the super silly season, right? Where we come into that time where it's about, we want to buy, spend. And so Venus going into that, being in Capricorn and being grounded is really good because we get to have a new moon. Actually, the new moon is tomorrow, the 26th. But we're going to wait a couple of days to the 28th before we set our intentions, okay? It makes more sense for the moon to be well into that sign and actually in a phase of building, right? Of actually building, waxing, growing. We don't want it to just be in a solid area where it's just not doing anything. It's more beneficial for it to already be in that movement. So set your new moon intentions, folks, based on the information you've gotten in the last couple of weeks. Let Venus be your guide for this new moon because Venus is all about what I value. That's who Venus is. What I value in myself, what I value in relationships, what other people bring to the table or don't bring to the table, what I bring to the table. Okay, that's a big part of what this whole year has been, especially on a very deep below the surface level because we've had Venus and we've had Mercury retrograding through Scorpio and a lot of things coming up that we were not aware of, right? A lot of things from our past, a lot of things from others' pasts, some past life issues from childhood, okay? So we are understanding more. We're getting more information in. And we just had that galactic center thing set up for us. So a lot of people had awakening moments where it was like, holy crap, I had no idea. And so they've gotten information coming in. And some people literally got physical things. And the chart I'm looking at right now, I want to just go ahead and give the birth data. Oh, wait, before I do that, I'm G. This is All Astrology. I think I said that. But what I didn't say is that we give every subscriber here one high quality reading. Okay, it's a gift. It's a one-time gift. You subscribe, you get one high quality reading. It is not a computer generated chart. It is legit. It is not shit. I spend lots of quality time looking at your chart. Sometimes it's me and Miss A. Just depends on our schedules. But leave digits below. Just comment your birth info below. I'll hook you up. Let's get right to the business here. So I'm looking at August 30th, 1964. August 30th, 1964, 10:30 a.m. You gave us your digits. You know who you are. All right? So what I want to say is this recent energy we had with Venus and Jupiter conjunct the galactic center, woo, that set up a really sweet thing for you in your midheaven, which would be your highest hopes, goals, and aspirations. Like you were on top. You might have definitely received a promotion at work or somehow got a raise or something. It was a definite benefit to you in that area of your life because it was a direct trine to your midheaven. The degrees matched exactly. So congratulations, like, yay. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful thing when I can see beautiful things coming in because people contact us typically when stuff's not going well. Think about it. No one's like, things are going so good. Yeah, what's going on in my life? No, like they want that shit to keep going. They don't want to hear when it's going to end, right? So this is Zoe. Hello, Zoe. So anyway, you just had that, and that's wonderful, and I'm happy for you. I'm really glad, and I'm glad to have been able to see it and be able to talk about it. So congratulations. The next thing I want to move on and talk about, I've got dates written down, okay? And we're coming upon December, right? We're at the end of November, Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. So December, I'm just going to move the chart up to there because we actually have an eclipse in December. It's the day after Christmas. It's December 26th. You don't have anything major happening. It doesn't land directly. The cat's going to sit on things in places she shouldn't be. Okay, so just give me a moment to reconstruct the... oh, yeah. Zoe, she just, okay. Let me kind of compromise. All right, so compromise. This is a good word, compromise, because your chart and the events that you're living through, it is so much about your relationships. I felt so heavy as I looked at this, like I was getting worn out. I could feel it. You have some beautiful things that go on in your chart. Great support. When it's good, it's really good. When it's not so good, it's just really not so good, okay? And so the challenge is, like, you have beautiful stuff happening in ways of friendships and significant one-on-one relationships and communication and business, right? You have some really beneficial things happening, especially now because we have so many planets in Capricorn, and you in your natal chart have so much in Earth, so that's trying. You have a lot going on up there, so it sends ease. It sends ease to your thinking, your communication, your ability to sell, your ability to talk to people. This would be good for writing as well. This is all about the internet. This is all about social media, marketing. This is all about this. And you've got some phenomenal stuff. You're extremely intelligent individual, extremely intelligent, high intellect, capacity to look at details. You'd be a phenomenal astrologer. I don't know if you could stick with it, though, only because of some other areas of your chart. You want things to change up a little bit more frequently. But there's a part of astrology that would fascinate the hell out of you and that you would totally get right off first glance. But to keep the repetition going, because it does require endurance, you might not find it so thrilling at that point to have to keep doing the same thing. You like I said, okay, cat, come on over here and get a safe spot. Let me give you a safe place. Come on. Okay, you tell me what to do. I just need my paper back so I can help this person that we're doing the reading for. Do you want to say hello? This is Zoe. You want to give him the green eye? You want to give him the green eye? Or how about you just sit nice and I can pet you, make you part of this. Okay, so kind of lost my concentration. So the eclipse, this first one, is not too huge of a deal for you. But what I do have written down is December 26th. Even though I said we're going to talk about the eclipse, what I want to talk about on that day is there's going to be a stress, okay, which means work, more work, harder work. It's all about feminine relationships and freedom. This is what it's about. There is this, I want something new, I want something fun, I want something exciting. So if you're in a relationship already at the time, it's really kind of about, there's this sense of unexpressed energy. So when people, aren't expressing how they feel about each other, and if they can't show it physically, right, i.e. sex, if that's not occurring frequently or to a person's, sense of timing and desire, it causes tension at times. And so this friction starts then, okay? It begins in a way, now again, whether you're a male or female, this could represent the female in your life, or it could represent you, if you are the female, how you are feeling, okay? So there's this combination where we have to work a little bit harder. And it's all about not going for the thing, like it's a flirty time too, okay? So it's kind of like, understand, it's a fly-by-night thing. It's a ship passing in the night. It is not a sustaining thing. It is something that would literally be for fun and to have a good time. Now, like I said, if you're in a committed relationship, this could be fun. You could find it would be like an experimental thing. It would be a new time to have together, quality time together, doing things you haven't done before. That's what it would show. Now, again, if you are not in a relationship, this would be a tendency to look for something like that with somebody else or a new person, okay? So be aware of that, okay? That starts, that's like around Christmas time, right? A couple days before, and that energy is going to last for a few more days. And then we're going to move on. Now, this kind of begins this this overall theme I'm seeing in the chart, which is so totally focused on committed one-on-one relationships or lack of commitment. So the next thing I need to bring up is I need to go to January for you. Okay, January, we have an eclipse in the beginning of January, and we also have this big butt conjunction between Saturn and Pluto. And those planets are the big dogs. Like when they get together and they line up, Pluto's all about, I need to end something. I need to end it. I need to rip it out by the roots, and it needs to just be over. And Saturn is about rebuilding. Okay, Zoe, I've got a cat. You see the foot? That was not even her front paw. It was her back leg. Anyway, so they are all about ending things and starting something new, which doesn't necessarily have to be this relationship has to end. A strong relationship would make it... Okay, the cat just totally took all my lighting. I cannot see my screen. This is a fun day with the cats. Okay, so a really strong relationship could handle this, okay? A relationship that's not very strong would end during this type of a thing. That's the whole point of it. It tests the resiliency. It tests the ability for flexibility. It tests the ability to say, okay, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to do this new thing. We're going to completely change the way we do things. And that takes a lot for two people to be willing to do, right? And so a lot of times things end. Let me get my wits about me and get a better look as to where this happens again. Because this little one, okay, so this, again, this is completely and totally affecting. Remember, this is going to begin January 10th. It begins a cycle. It's not like a 1 or 2 or 3 day thing. It begins a cycle you're going to be facing and seeing. Something is going to end, and it's really going to be significant one-on-one relationships. This could be business partnerships, too. It could be business partnerships. And it definitely could be partnerships that aren't just business-wise, but also work-related partnerships, okay? You know, when I say business, it's like, okay, we own this company together type thing. But it could also be you work at a job and you somehow are partnering up with somebody, and there's a partnership that exists, and that partnership has to end, right? Like I would say military, or something that has to do with the armed forces, or because I see you have like a Mars. It's really a Mars profession. Mars is all about the soldier. Mars is all about, yeah, I'm the Marine. So when we think of like law enforcement, stuff like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be narrowed down to just that, though, or limited to that. But something that requires discipline, that requires, hey, I am strong, physically strong, okay? And I'm a soldier, man. I can take it. I just, I can take it. Things get rough and I don't end. The Energizer Bunny just continues. So that makes me think of like if there's partnerships in if you have a partner, like if you're a police officer or something and you've got a partner, right? Or if you, and that partnership somehow has to end. But of course you stay a police officer, right? But you just lose a partner, whether that's we don't get along anymore or if there's a loss in some way. So it's directly affecting your relationships, okay? Your significant one-on-one relationships, like as in partnerships and in committed relationships, as in marriages, and it's also affecting the one-on-one relationships, the committed one-on-one relationships in the workplace, okay? So again, this is this theme, this compromise theme is a big deal because it's the lack of the ability to compromise, whether it's on your part or the other people in your life, okay? Keep that in mind because this theme keeps running and there's more testing that occurs. You get more testing that occurs. I want to move this up now to, let me see, January. Yeah, if we go ahead and if we take a look like at March, then there comes a real testing of those other relationships and my values of those relationships because you're coming upon Saturn's getting closer and closer to your natal Saturn, which brings you to your Saturn return. What I do want to mention, though, for you is that I even looked further down the line because I was so worn out by the testing of the relationships, and I thought, I cannot do a reading and not at least have some good news. And again, you have really beautiful things that are happening actually right now, because there's so much in Earth, and you natally already have so much in Earth by way of support through friends. You have a lot of support in the groups of friends. And so your thinking and your communication skills, you're probably noticing, are increasing because we have a lot of transiting planets in another Earth sign. Your thinking is about the tried and the true and the tested, things that are sure. You don't take risks. You're not a risk taker when it comes to stuff. And you're the same way in which is so funny because there's all this other let's take a risk energy that's happening. But the things that are going to be coming up for you are really going to be about the flexibility and the ability for a relationship to be flexible, to have the ability of either people or both people having the sense to say, okay, I'm willing to compromise. So when I moved and I looked further down for you, there is a promise, like come June, we have another eclipse. And for you, this eclipse happens directly on some planets that you have. Now, I'm not going to go any further than that. I'm going to end here because I've already devoted 15 minutes of my time. But what I want to end off with for you, the nugget for you to walk away with, is that there's hope. There's a new beginning here, and it looks promising. It involves our soul, it involves our emotions, and it involves joy. And it involves the masculine and the feminine energy together. Okay, so, and it's all about your emotional satisfaction, your emotional security, which I know you feel deeply about. You're like, this is ingrained in your deep belief system, you know, and that involves your tribe, your family. It involves nurturing. It involves all things that have to do with feminine energy. So with that, I'm going to end it there, and I hope this helps. Thank you.